The fourth movement of the Pinan Shodan Kata carries on from where the third movement ended, which was palm blocks, spear thrust. From here we're going to do a 270-degree turn, which is rare in most kata, but does exist in the Pinan katas. I've seen a lot of people stumble on this, so we want to start in Shizen Taidachi, natural stance, and we want to end facing this direction, which is in my 4 line, just approach from the opposite direction. But we want to land there in Shizen Taidachi, natural stance. The easiest way to do this is to break this into pieces. So again, just focusing on my feet. If I pivot both feet so my back is to that line, I can comfortably look over my shoulder, and then what I've got left is a basic 180-degree turn. So one of the advantages of the natural stance is simply shifting in the heels of the feet. We can do very significant turns of the body without actually stepping. So I'm going to shift to do the first 90 degrees. I'm going to look and step back and across myself to do the next 90 degrees and pivot through the final 90 degrees. If I started from this angle, show how I end up facing front. Basically, turn 90 degrees, looking over my shoulder as this is the final direction I'm going to be in. I step behind myself a little bit so that I'm going to land in natural stance just by pivoting, and then I complete the pivot and land. While doing this motion, a double knife hand is being performed. So from the spear, the knife hand is going to land the left hand first. So the left hand comes behind the right. Right palm facing away, left palm facing in, 45 degrees from the body with the arms. So it effectively becomes a guard, an X-block guard. So from here, I start to pivot, bring up my X-block, looking over shoulder, step back from behind, complete the final pivot, and drop. As my weight's landing, drop both of the knife hands down. The next motion, with this becoming my A line, I'm going to look to my 45 degrees, which is my 2 line, look there, set up another double knife hand, turn, step and drop. Complete the double knife hand. The movement actually continues, doing a double knife hand, 2 double knife hands. So the next half of the movement basically has me go from my new A line, 2, 4, 6. Looking at my 6, step back from behind. Set up right hand double knife hand. Drop the right hand double knife hand. Now look to what's now my 1 line. Step off that 45 degrees, double knife hand down. So the movement begins with a 360 turn, landing in a double knife hand. A 45 degree shift, stepping forward with a second double knife hand. A turn of 135 degrees, the same double knife hand. A step forward 45 degrees with the final double knife hand. I'm going to try to do this at the angle so that this side-on position with me landing in front, some of these double knife hands are a little more clear. Let's try this angle here. Let's try this angle here. From here, third movement. One word of caution, and I think I was guilty of it there in one of those movements, is I like to use this X position, this setup for the double knife hand as a guard, as a moving block. I want to keep it in front of me. It's very natural and easy to leave this block behind as we turn. So if I ended up in a double knife here to do there, it's very easy for me to butt these hands up, turn my body, leave these there, and swing them around. A lot of the power in the double knife hand is going to come from the wave energy. So I'm going to want to drop with this in. So I could bring in very classic and Taekwondo styles to bring the hands up very high to drop 45 degrees down. I don't need to do that full motion to get the same power. All I need to do is from the double knife hand, set up this block, keep it in front of me, pivot, and then drop as I turn. So as my body weight is hinging and waving, I'll try and do this so it can be seen. As my body weight is hinging and waving, it's going to come down in that 45, so that my center of gravity is dropping along that line. My guard can stay in front of me, protecting my body, and then at the very end of the motion, or just beforehand, the hands can come in as the weight is sinking into that final position for the strike. So don't leave your hands behind you when you pivot. Leave them in front with the turn so you can use both hands with full power.